Um, I find that when I'm working on a film set, that I reach a certain level of joy, where there's an accumulation of adrenaline and concentration and the task in hand, that, to be honest, it's very difficult to separate out from my career one thrilling moment, because when I start to work on the film set and I reach a certain rhythm, I find that is thrilling. Given moment, I have to admit that the job I do, which, yes, I admit it's difficult, but it is thrilling, and I derive a tremendous amount of joy and a rush from what I do for a living. The work itself is thrilling.
Mr. Ben Kingsley, I would like to share with you Schindler's List. I mean, filming of Schindler's List.
To remain constantly alert to all the information that is coming in all the time, even if you may think it's banal, not very important. The fact is that every shred of information that's coming into you while you're filming is of vital importance. For guidance, for excitement, for entertainment, for energy, for clarity, for the future, for imagination, for energy, for innovation, for change. They looked also at their peril. All that the rest of the world can do in the face of this reality is to adapt itself to that skill, be as good as they are at communicating and telling stories, learn from the maestros like Spielberg, who in turn, I'm sure, learnt from Satyajit Ray. And let's be quite clear about this.
You worked with Steven Spielberg, and you've also worked with Roman Polanski. Can you describe your experience of working with these great directors? And also tell us who was the toughest guy to work with?
The greatest gift I think any director can bring to the set is that he or she is listening and aware of everything that the actors are doing, as well as all the other components on the set. I always had the impression, and I was right, from Richard, from Roman, and from Stephen, that they were aware of every single nuance that I was bringing to my performance. That I never had to do, I never did a take, for example, of a particular scene, and approached any one of those directors and said, Richard, Roman, Stephen, did you see what I was trying to do there? They saw everything, every single nuance. Now, there's nothing that makes an actor more secure than to know that the director is watching that closely. Now, the main difference between Attenborough, Polanski, and Spielberg is that Richard Attenborough is a very good actor, Roman Polanski is a very good actor, and Steven Spielberg is a dreadful actor. And he admits this himself. So Spielberg has no idea what actors can or can't do. Attenborough does, he knows their limits. Polanski does, he knows their limits. Spielberg doesn't know. Spielberg thinks that actors can do anything. And therefore, you do anything, because he doesn't know where to ask them to stop. This is not a bad thing, this is very exciting, but because he's not an actor, he can't actually experience when you have actually reached a limit and can't perhaps do any more, and he will ask you to do some more. In that sense, he's tough, but he's tough in a very benign way, in a very caring way. But he's only tough in as much as he really believes that actors can do anything, which is very exacting and provoking company to keep. All three of them are, above all, I would say, inspired by a deep love of their craft, a great sense of urgency in telling the stories that they have to tell, and an unfailing and unflinching faith in the human spirit and the ultimate triumph of that human spirit. It's there in all their work, and I am immensely privileged to have worked with those three men and others, but particularly those three.
Thank you.
Calls, or maybe Mr. Steven Spielberg received all these letters. What was your reaction? Did you feel that maybe we missed out something?
That you are faithfully and honestly dealing with that sweep of history in narrative terms that are incisive, accurate, indelible,